Hello. Well, welcome back again. And let me say, as we say all the time, this is TS, where we tell the truth and that the chips fall where they may. And I say all the time that truth crushed to earth shall rise again. And don't forget in asking you the most important question, folks. What time is it? And your answer is what? Nation time, folks. Nation time. And oh, I almost forgot the promise you have made to all those who carry our Jandam. And the promise is that we shall crush all Jandam with the truth. So just so you know. All right. Well, today we're going to look at some very, as usual, something that is important. It is relevant to you wherever you are. But before, give me a second to tell all of you that from now on, just know that every Sunday there's a buffet at Cactus Creek. And I'm talking about a really solid buffet of local African delectables, Ghanaian delectables. It's all there, the lineup is there. Every Sunday we are there. Every Sunday. So whether I announce or not, know that you can put in your calendar Sunday, you're going to Cactus Creek. This Sunday I'm featuring one of the greatest young musicians. There's a live band. I'm holding it till you get there. And please make sure that you join us at Cactus Creek this Sunday for a great buffet. Now let's move on to TALKSHOP. Let's move on to the things that I want to draw all of us attention to. You know, this is the premier platform for nation building. Everything we talk about, whatever we talk about, the end goal is that it should help us build this nation. Because when we build this nation, we'll be the primus inter pares, so they kind of say, the first among equals, or whatever the explanation is. But let me say something, folks. What am I talking about today? I want you to rewind small to when the inauguration ceremony of President Mahama. Rewind small to that inauguration ceremony. There's one small incident that happened that people just ignored, or they didn't even pay that much attention to. But folks, listen to this. During the ceremony, I think I once said actually all of Africa had assembled in Ghana. Almost every African leader in the OAU was there, you know, so it was amazing. But one thing happened. Let me tell you what happened. That made me sit up. And that sent a message to me that, Charlie, this is not just what you're seeing. Remember when all the heads of states went to greet His Excellency Dramani? The most, or the one with the most thunderous applause was who? Traore.
Strong people of Burkina Faso. His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traore.
Traore got so much applause. And a friend of mine who went, he said, KSM, but the TV didn't show anything. I was in there, I was on the stand with the people. People were just going crazy. He said you should have seen what people were doing. People were standing up and bowing from their chairs, wherever, in the stands. But we didn't see all of that, so it's no evidence for me. All I saw was him going up to greet Mahama, and the applause from the people when Ibrahim Traore was mounting. And I said, this is something that we all look at and say, hey, Charlie, Onyafanso. But if you think it was speaking volumes. I kid you not, too. It's not just as simple as Unyafan. So if you think a lot about it, it was saying a lot. It was speaking volumes. How the hell that everybody from Africa is there, they're going to greet Mahama, and when Traore gets up, there's an uproar. I'll tell you what was happening, folks. If all the African heads of states that were there were very, very, very observant, and they were looking, what it was telling them was that, Charlie, none of you guys are safe. I hope you understand what I'm saying. What had Traore done to deserve that applause from everybody that was gathered there? No big deal, coup. We have seen coups in Africa. Even in my small lifetime, every coup that has taken place in Ghana, I've seen. I've witnessed every single coup in my lifetime. So I'm just saying, coups there is no big deal, so be a coup. And so what? Coups are like just preparing cocoa and having coups in the morning. That's how many coups that we know of. So I'm just saying that Traore did not elicit that kind of response because or he's soldier near a coup, because he's a soldier who had done a coup. No. The response was from what people had heard he was doing in Burkina Faso. He was not doing things business as usual. He was like, look, we are behind and there are things to do. Let's do it and let's cut through all the red tape. Yeah. You know, I don't think it took a cabinet meeting to go and sit down and decide, and they came up and say, well, the cabinet has decided that they are not too happy with the French rule and blah, blah, blah. No. Bim, 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 French for Monko. The French should get up all their military bases, close them up. We are Africans. We are respectable people. We should, if we don't, because it looks like we don't, sadly. But he's saying that we should, if we don't, know how to handle our military bases. Every African country has a US military bases, a Hawaiian bases. And dang, can't we handle our own business? Anyway, to cut a long story short, he came out as this leader who was pro-African, pro-black, pro-Burkina Faso. It's like we can do it. It ain't gonna be easy. American never say, man, it ain't gonna be easy. It won't be easy. Who the hell promised anybody that something will be easy? It won't be easy. But he says, we can do it. So let's do it. And he started that in Burkina Faso, you know, building houses. They have people who are now laying the streets, conducting roads from the people. No, let me cut this short because I don't want to sound like I'm dwelling on him. I just use that as an example for people to see and understand why it seemed that people were applauding him. Many Ghanaians, they haven't even been to Burkina Faso before, but they were applauding and cheering him on. Why? Because they see that he has brought into Burkina Faso a system that is enforcing discipline. And even more than enforcing discipline, is breaking down the traditional rules that this and this, and no, let's do it because we can do it. Let's move. And all the talk I'm talking is to end up to say, all of Africa feels the same way. And I want you to understand me, because I know that if you're myopic and you don't think deep enough, you'll probably be talking about, oh, Kesem was talking about military coups and how it's popular in Africa. It is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that in all of Africa, there seems to be a level of frustration over this so-called democratic way of doing things. We appreciate it and all, but there's, when it comes to delivering, your party active. When it comes to delivering, I can boldly say that it's not only in Ghana, but most African countries, they're all like, They have a lukewarm attitude towards this so-called democratic process, which does not move to conform to their needs and their immediate desires. Why? Because when you talk about democracy, then there's the rule of law, there's the Constitution, there are clauses in the Constitution, there are things in the Constitution that we should go strictly by. I agree. Except sometimes people want results. People need to know that change has come. I think all African leaders should understand that, yeah, we have the Constitution, we have the rule of law, we have all of that, and as much as possible, let us respect it. But then again, when it comes to the people's needs, people want to understand that whatever it is, within whatever constitution you have, you fast track things so that we know that things are being done. No, I'm saying that why then will they be applauding some leader from Africa? Why would her have the highest applause? It's just because of the feeling that people think that, oh, Charlie, at least, Charlie, finally, this is the kind of leadership we're looking for. Unfortunately, it's a military leadership, and we are not looking for, if you will, a military coup or anything. But nothing prevents any dynamic civilian not to do that. Let's be clear. Look, being a radical and being a revolutionary is not the sole domain of people with guns. No. But that's how we have taken it. Because they tell you we need a revolution. When you speak like that, immediately it goes like, so you want military rule? Logically, that's how it follows. Because unfortunately, such dynamism has only come from military rule. So when you say that, but I am saying it should not be the case. You can get a radical revolutionary who is strong, upbeat, and focused, who will get you the same results, if not more, than the military. So what we saw was just not something that has just passed. All of us should understand that this is what we are looking for. We are looking for a leader who is results-oriented. And after having said all of that, me, I'm from Ghana. So let's come home. So I'm happy that I think that our president even saw some angle of that. That's why to date I know that Ghana is the only country which has established even formal ambassadorial relationship with the Sahel countries. And our ambassador there is Honorable His Excellency Bevlo Latte. You know, so that gives me the impression that even the president realizes is that kind of energy, that kind of what shows about outside of energy, that kind of direction, that kind of focus is appealed. The Africans find it appealing. So it's not something he's going to ignore. He actually elevates it and actually has an ambassador for the Sahel. Let's put that aside though. For me, this simply means that there's an understanding that the whole of Africa, but me, I don't care about Africa. Let's look at Ghana. Ghana is craving for that kind of leadership. Not exactly a military leader, no. A civilian one, that the one we have all gone and voted for overwhelmingly. But in a sense, we're giving that person the power and the authority to act and deliver things on speed. That is what is killing Africa. We don't understand the concept of urgency. Africans don't understand urgency. Everything is, everything is okay. Oh, if it didn't happen, maybe it was not part of God's will. And it is all crap. Massa, in this world, 2025, for your country to develop with the kind of leapfrogging we expect, you cannot go by the Nyame principle. Nyame the opposite ye no, who say nyasa wo ma obe pia wachi. In English, I'm saying that we don't go on the principle of, well, let's wait and relax because it's not God's will. When it's God, crap, folks. God's will is that you are intelligent. I hope so. God's will is that you can think. I hope so. God's will is that you can act and do things that are beneficiary and do things that your people will find beneficiary. That's what I think God's will is. So what else are you waiting for? You know the will. Get up, work, deliver results. Now, if you don't do any of these things, but you are confused as hell and you probably end up in hell if there is one. Folks, let me not sidetrack. Let me not digress. All I'm saying is this, that the masses of Africa, whether they have expressed it or not, that is the kind of leadership that they are looking for. And to His Excellency President Mahama, to get that overwhelming majority means that, Charlie, we support everything that you say. You say you're going to come and recover all the loot that they have blooded Ghana with. Pacho, that is what we want you to do. Pacho, Your Excellency, we love that idea. And that is not only what we want you to do, Your Excellency, we expect you to do that. Because trust me, folks, trust me. And I keep saying this all the time when I come on air here, and I say, as a media, this platform, so long as Mahama talks about resetting this nation, so long as the talk is about how we can change mindsets to build Ghana, I am 128% committed to it, maybe even higher. So long as it is dedicated to nation building. If not, then I'm not part of the game. So all I'm saying is this, Mr. President, the people want you to build a nation. The people are in support of you building the nation. So I'm begging you, be aware of that. So that somewhere along the line, you make sure that these so-called, your friend is saying, constitutional, do not restrict you. They shouldn't tie your hands. Because fortunately, that same constitution is also empowers you to do things when you know that these things must be done. There are clauses in there that empower you. So I'm begging you, I'm begging you. Because the whole point that I'm trying to raise today is this, that if, and I don't even want to say that because I don't even see it as a possibility. I was going to say that if the NDC should fail this time, it is doomed for Ghana. I know people are going to say, okay, so what are you talking about? What do you mean? If they say then bring in the MPP. No, we have experienced it. Between the two big parties, it's been 30 years of Omuchenji and NDC, tomorrow's MPP. Oh, next who's 10? Oh, it's my 10 now. You went 8 years ago. Now it's my 10. Okay, come here. Next. Okay, then now it's my 10. It has become like a game of politics where each one will be entitled to some 8 years to do what they want, knowing that I have 8 years to do what I want to. When I finish, I'm going. Next. Okay, now it's my 10. It's now my 8 years. And the sad thing is that we can't just keep going back and forth, repeating the same things. It has to end somewhere. I will be like so sad. And I'm saying it again and saying it here. I don't expect Mahama to fail. I don't expect the NDC to fail. They can't afford it. They can't afford it though. It's not even within where your friend is an option. So I say, no, you don't have an option. President Mahama, you must succeed beyond everything else. And just small succeed though. The kind of succeed you succeed that people will be standing on one applaud. Why are they? Fortunately, so far so good. In terms of what the economic indices are saying there, you're on the money. Inflation is in control. As I do the show now, as I do the show, I hear the dollar the city has now risen to the dollar is around 11 something. Wow! If it's 17, no. GDP. So what I'm saying is that so far, it's not so far so good though. So far so excellent. But are you going to keep the momentum? And I'm sure you are. So when I see the initial successes, there's still plenty more to do. The next line of Jandam that you are going to be hit with is Galamsey. Have you realized nobody even talking that Charlie? That's a doom so cool. Honestly, in my own place here, Charlie, that's a doom so cool. Or it's been worked to a very minimal. I am not experiencing doom so as I used to.
Now Ghanaians said that the president is hurting their eyes with light. Because he has managed to keep the light on and restore Tucson.
Mr. John Mama, you may share on Sanyo now, you know. You may share on Saturday. You see, my fridge, light, unum the kakara, light in the kakara. May birth you be better tilapia and quine birth. May near man in a block. You say, Madam Medidi, your mamma do light in the kakara, do light in the kakara. Light in the kakara, light in the kakara. Ade, Emoli in a then, we are Molly, wow, Molly. Ade.
Prices deflation at sea. If you look at it closely, there has been measurement of things that show signs of great improvement. Who talks about it? No, nobody even talks about it. It's like, yeah. Let's talk about what we can talk about. Let's talk about Galamsey. Let's talk about oral. And yeah, rightly so too. Rightly so. But I'm saying this. Folks, if we are seriously concerned about retrieving the money for oral, let us make sure that we support the president to make the fundamental legal changes, the changes in the legal framework that will make it possible to retrieve. On your campaign, you were very happy, we'll retrieve this, you said that, but that was your campaign and a promise. But now you are in power, and the reality is that there are laws. And you know the laws. And the reality is that these laws can frustrate you. And the reality is that as these laws frustrate you, it opens the window and avenues for Jandam to get in there. You see, you can't even do it. And distort everything. Some of us here know that we should have a focus, and we are keeping the focus and saying we won't allow anything to distort the focus. And the focus is simple. The focus is very, very simple. Do the right thing. Do whatever it takes to do your oral recovery. Do whatever it takes to fight Galamsey. I've said it here before, and many of the people who are now strong and hitting your Galamsey have always been in existence in Ghana, and they've been very, very quiet and probably have been active participators of Galamsey. But now things have changed. This is no court alone. So those who were even quiet are now talking. charismatic conference, bishop conference, Christianity Association, Muslim whatever, because it's the only thing to do now. Massa, you are not home free at all. Keep the focus. Keep the focus. And me, all the talk I'm talking, all the focus I'm saying is that we really are ready for somebody who's dynamic and who is ready to take the bull by the horn and drive it like crazy. There's too much too much crap. Let us focus on the things that need focus so we can build this country. We have to build this country. There's nowhere else to go. Excuse me. And even if there was somewhere else to go, why do you want to go there? Why don't you want to stay in your country and build your country so that everybody wants to come here? That's where we are heading when we talk about nation building. Folks, we have a lot to do. But it is very important that we all back our president to make those changes. I know, even as I say this, you know, sometimes when I go over there, they tell me, Case, I'm going to politics. They tell me that, Case, you don't understand the intricate parts of policies. Because the people that you are talking, nation building, all of them, you'll be surprised, are in there working their own ways on how they can make money and exploit and they tell me all the time. Why? The NDC that you say you are praying for mindset, you think that they came from heaven. They're the same people. They came from the same place where the NPP came from. It takes the leader to make the difference. I'm telling you, folks, they may all come from the same blah, 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 whatever. Yes, I agree. But when you have a leader who is dedicated and committed and focused, it trickles down to the people that are working for him. They don't have a choice. Unless the leader is faking it, which I know Mahama isn't. But if he is there to reset and he's focused on the right things and he's doing the right things, it will trickle down on the people he's working with. Let me end by saying two things. The first thing is that the people that have been appointed, you the appointees, if there's going to be any disappointment, it's going to come from you the appointees. Because Mahama may have his agenda. You too, on your own side, you may have your own agenda. And they don't agree. And you have to find ways and means of how you can implement yours. Appointees, ministers, those of you who surround him. If anything should happen that should affect his smooth flow of everything, we'll track it down and we'll realize that it is coming from somebody from the wings. So I beg you, if you're going to support him to accomplish what he wants to accomplish, you better support him. And you better cry. We need option here, but to support him. All this new crop of young people that have been introduced, I've told you, say, we are tired of the old people. We have stepped aside. So we have all these young, dynamic people who are now in the mainstream of power. John Domelo is one, Ajeku Abeku Santana, Frank Amwakohene. I can't list all of you. But I'm saying there are some dynamic youth there in there. Pacho, let us feel the difference. Let us feel that, oh wow, once upon a time when Mahama came in and he really employed the youth were dynamic. I don't want it to be like the youth were thinking about the same old business as usual, what they can make from it. And I would say a deputy or whatever, what they can make from it through power. I want to see that you actively are going out there for the kill to make sure that Ghana succeeds. Free advice I have for you that you sometimes when you get a chance, you can go and gather at the Cactus Creek. Come to my place. Come and gather there. Say, more conference. 3-day conference just to come up with ideas of how to move this country. Come to Katu and you're free. After that, what you want and you're free. But call me. Come there. Come to Katu. Come and sit down. Not just the youth, but I'm talking about the ministers. Sit down. Support your president. Because as I said in the opening, if this doesn't work, that will send a signal to all of Ghana that, please, this multi-democracy doesn't work. As a partner, no, don't joke. So to His Excellency Mr. John Dramani Mahama, you have the unique and singular opportunity to hold high and hold together this flame of multi-party democracy. Because trust me, if you don't succeed, not only have you crushed the flame, people will now say, Charlie, I feel you're branding multi-party. And the rest, you can decide. So I'm going to end up saying the same thing I say all the time. In spite of everything I've said, I believe in Ghana. And I believe we can build this country. But it is conditional. We can build this country as a unified people who have gathered. Even if we don't support Mahama, for the sake of building this country, let us all come together and support and build this nation. And then after that, seek ye first the unity and the building of Ghana, and everything else shall be added unto it. Now you can quote me. Mikabu. Seek ye first the building of national development and the unity of Ghana, and everything else shall be added onto it. Folks, my bread. So let me sign off now, and until we catch you again soon on TALKSHOP to talk about what we need to build this nation. Let me sign off here, but I'm very, very, very confident that I will see you soon. But in the meantime, in between time, Ghana shall rise again.